I've seen...
Oh, I see another one.
Yeah. Do you see the dolphins? There's 2. I've seen 3 in this little channel. I saw something pop up and I thought it was a swimmer, but then they didn't resurface right away. Dolphins in this little channel. So, it's kind of where we're at, what's going on. The boats we're seeing are, this is again like our big word dump here is we don't talk, like when we leave whoever is showing us the boat and we come back to the car, we don't discuss how we each viewed the boat and that sort of thing. And so we get back in here and we film for you all, and that is our first initial chat to each other and to you about like our thoughts on the boat we just saw and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're trying to like bring you into this process best we can, try to share everything. If you got any questions, obviously ask us those and we will do our best to answer them. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at. We've seen, I think, like 6 boats now. Something like that, yeah. And so just, yeah, ready to find our new home. I'm Carlie, and this is Brady. In early 2020, we sold our house and most of our possessions and took our first big leap into living our vagabond dreams. We recently hiked 800 miles of the Appalachian Trail, and now we are purchasing a sailboat to start sailing around the world, all while capturing a creative journal of the journey. We hope to inspire you to live your own dreams. Subscribe, and thanks for watching. Well, we are on our way to the Tampa area of Florida to see some boats. We today are headed out with, it's a for sale by owner, and he's taking us out on his boat, which is for sale. We're going to sail, probably spend, I don't know, half the day doing that. I'm not sure, just a guess. Which is really exciting because we have not been sailing since sailing school, so that's super fun and excited about that. And then we'll also see and talk about the boat, of course, in that time as well. And then we have a couple more boats lined up to see on Monday, tomorrow. We have gotten word that one of them is now under contract, and so we will not be able to see that boat. So we are 1 boat down, but hopefully we can reach out to that person and they can show us a couple others that we contacted the people who had listed them and we've never heard anything back, but we would still like to see them. So maybe we can do that for somebody else. So it's exciting time. We are going to see some more boats and get to go sailing. We'll see if we can film. Probably at least be able to film some during the sailing. I'm not sure if I feel awkward asking personal owners if I can film their boat. I don't mind if it's a broker that's showing us the boat, then I don't mind being like, hey, is it cool if I film? But when it's the owner, I don't really feel confident, like, hey, do you mind if we film this? I don't know, kind of like feel the person out. And no, like the last boat we went on, I definitely would not have felt, I think he would have been weirded out by it. I don't know. Just, he's 72 and yeah. So didn't film any of that boat, obviously, and didn't even ask. So yeah, we'll see. But hopefully we'll film at least or take some pictures of sailing because it's exciting to be sailing and first time sailing on a monohull. It will be the first time. Yep. So that is what we are doing today. More just looking at boats. People keep telling us to get on as many boats as you can, see all the boats you can. So that's what we're trying to do, even if they're not particularly high up on our, we think we're really going to like this boat. Still just trying to see them and get a feel for layouts and that sort of thing.
Hey everybody, we just got finished sailing the Beneteau, what is
First.
it? Beneteau First. It's a 36 foot boat, sailboat. It is from 1990. And it is in the best condition that I have seen any of the boats that we have looked at so far. It is in very, very good condition. It has all new rigging as of last year. And I'm trying to remember what else he said. The sails are not new, but it does have all new standing rigging and mast and
Running rigging.
and new running rigging as of last year. It's in very good condition. The hull itself looks to be in pretty good shape. I didn't see a ton of spider cracking in the fiberglass. I didn't notice any. The windows, some of the windows were needing to be replaced. He does have new hatches, which are new. Some of the teak wood in the, what do they call that? The cockpit needs to be replaced, but he said he might be replacing that. I don't know if he's going to replace that before we buy it. If we were to buy it, I don't know, but it's in really good shape. There are, at least I feel like, and I think Carlie would agree, I think at least one of the winches is maybe messed up, or I'm not sure. It was having a hard time with one of the lines when we were raising the main. The interior looks great. The layout of the interior is good as far as I'm concerned. It's got a U-shaped galley. The head has a decent room. It's got a large main cabin in the aft that's a double, and it's got a big, it's got a V-berth in the front, which I didn't look at too much.
I walked up there.
Did you?
Mm-hmm.
It only has the one head, I think. But that's typical on like a 35-foot boat. Let's see, it's got two like settees opposite each other, and a dinette in between in the middle. And it's got AC that works. It doesn't have any solar.
Well, he's got a single panel.
He's got a panel, but he doesn't have it wired up or anything like that. I don't know if he is selling the generator with the boat. He said there is a generator. It is not attached to the boat. It is not built in. It is a generator that he moves around, and he said he'll usually set it on the front of the boat and plug it into like shore power kind of plug. Like you plug your boat into the generator like it is shore power to run the AC and things like that. I don't know how we will want to do that if we were to do that. Drawbacks for me is it doesn't feel like it has as much space in it as I would like. Really, it's because the dinette table, whatever you call that, in the salon is like right in the middle of the boat. You can't, like, it's not a ton of space there in the middle, and we didn't really have a chance to film much, but it felt a little cramped, which is to be expected in a smaller boat, shorter boat. Not as much space to just like hang out and move around. It does not have a dinghy or any davits. It needs to have the canvas on the bimini replaced. I'm trying to think what else. I don't think there's anything else. He replaced all of the drive shaft, cutlass bearing, prop, and there was something else that he mentioned they're replacing, because it is a French boat and it was all metric, and he converted it all over to US sizes so that you can buy parts cheaper and easier here in the US. I don't know, I can't think of anything else right off the top of my head, so I'm going to let Carlie take over.
It was exciting to see a boat that was not junked out. That was definitely an exciting thing. They exist. I do agree with what Brady said, that it seemed a little small and cramped. I definitely felt like with the three of us, tight and a little crammed in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Like that would be the max people you'd want in that cockpit.
Yeah.
Which we would both love to be able to host friends, family. We definitely are like, come one, come all. We want you to come hang out with us on the boat. and so that's a little bit hard. And then down inside, I like the layout as far as the U-shaped galley, and it does at least have 2 cabins, but I agree with the table, that setup with the table in the middle, and it's like the 2 sides flip out, and then you have the 2 settees or whatever on the 2 different sides of it. That kind of setup, it makes it feel crammed because you have to like maneuver around that. Now, I did like that it was like a wine cellar in the middle of the table. That was cool. But it does make it feel a little bit more crammed, a little less roomy and open. But it looked good in there. This was the boat. It has some very stained cushions, which he's got like blankets on.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. So it's one that we've talked about to each other, that the cushions are in the interior are white and they're really stained. And it was something we noticed in the photos and mentioned to each other in the photo about the photos. But when we saw it, he's got like the same color fabric, like the same cream color blankets over those cushions. So that's another thing that will need to be replaced because they are gross. But yeah, it doesn't have any solar.
The galley's already set up for
Galley's
electric.
already electric, all electric. Now it is like a single hot plate. We probably won't keep that. But it's already, the gimbaled oven has already been removed, which will probably turn that space into storage, would be my guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, also the head is an electric flush, and it is clean water rather than seawater, so you don't have that horrible seawater head smell, which is pretty bad. And some stuff with the engines, like all new filters and hoses, and I think all the other hoses in the boat are also recent. But the batteries, I don't think he knows how many amp hours of battery he has, because he said it was 1,000 amps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which they're not going to be lithium. They're not even AGM. He just buys them at Walmart.
Yeah.
So they're probably lead acid batteries, which weigh a lot. And if they're 1,000 amp batteries, that doesn't seem right to me. So I think maybe he didn't understand what I was asking, or wasn't sure the proper wordage. But yeah, no inverter or anything like that, no solar. So all that stuff we'd have to add, along with the dinghy and dinghy davit system. It is also a manual winch, which is something we're not particularly gung-ho about. We would like an electric winch for sure.
Mm-hmm.
It is a manual winch. But yeah, it was so nice to be on the water, and he was a really awesome dude. Really chill and laid back and not crude or derogatory or anything like that. So it was really a great day. Nice to be out on the water and sailing, and yeah, sailing at the end, just motoring in the beginning, but it was really good, and getting the feel of the boat and stuff like that. It was really nice. It is a 6-foot draft, which is definitely deeper than we would prefer. It is manageable. Obviously, you just make do, but it is a little deeper than we prefer. But yeah, so all in all, I think it was a wonderful day. This boat is definitely a contender. We did not get very much footage of it, more just footage, a little bit of footage of it sailing and Brady sailing it, and untying the main sail bag earlier. Oh, lazy jacks. Sail bag on lazy jacks with a zipper. That's definitely my preferred method. Helping tie the sail on underway, I definitely thought that I was going overboard. So yeah, that was a little bit freaky. We were just like bouncing all over the place, and the sail was like spilling out on top of me. Yeah, so definitely prefer the lazy jacks sail bag that zips, and so it stays there. So when you lower the sail just like lowers right down into your little bag, and you just zip it close, or you know, like maybe tuck it in a little bit and zip it up. Yeah, definitely the preferred method. So yeah, that was today. It was a good day. I feel good. Now we're gonna go try a restaurant and maybe watch the sunset over the water with some sailboats. Yeah, this I think was the first like exciting day about sailboat shopping.
Yeah,
I'd say. The other 3 boats we've seen have been in pretty rough shape, pretty junked out. So yeah, that's good. Good morning. It is day 2 in our Tampa area boat searching business. We stayed in the Palmetto area.
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah. And we are just packing up, about to load the car. We need to get on the road in about 4 minutes. And we are headed to see 2 more boats today. Sorry, Brady's backing up. We just headed to see 2 more boats today. It was supposed to be 3, but one of those is now under contract, so we will not be seeing that boat. We've got 2 more to see today. I will update you on what they are later when we hopefully get to film them and talk about them. But yeah, continuing our journey on this boat shopping madness. Since one of the boats got cut from the list today to see, we moved the second scheduled viewing up earlier in the day. So what we were going to try to do was see all the boats in the Punta Gorda, Fort Myers area that we have on our list. I think we've got at least 5 boats in that area as well. However, they are a bit high on our price range. They're definitely high on our price range. So we've decided to, unless financially things change, before we purchase a boat, we're gonna need to cut those from our list. So we're not going to bother stopping there to see those boats. If something changes, then we will reevaluate and see what's available then, rather than falling in love with one of those more expensive boats now that we can't afford. So we are not going to do that. And yeah, either we have already talked about like budget and all of that stuff for this boat buying thing, or it'll be coming soon. So sorry the car is a mess, but this bridge up ahead, we were seeing yesterday when we were sailing around in this bay, which looks completely different today. It is definitely a choppy white cap mess out there. The window's gross, so you really can't tell. But yeah, different story out there today than yesterday. I do see a sailboat though. Do you see them? A little boat. But it's always cool to see things that you've seen from a different angle again. Yeah, I don't know. We can see that off in the distance, and so it's cool to see it now today. Well, we're about to drive over it. Man, bridge just freaked me out. But it's cool. It's pretty brown out there.
Hey everybody, we just got through seeing the 1990 Island Packet 35. It is a 35-foot sailboat that I think was designed here in the US. First impressions, obviously we have not talked about it, is again, they've done a very good job keeping for this boat, they've done a very good job keeping the interior looking awesome. It does look very nice. It's also very spacious because of the way they've laid out the settee, and the table actually folds down and you can fold it up out of the way, making it feel very nice and roomy on the inside, which I liked. It was a really good comparison because yesterday we saw a 1990 36-foot Beneteau First. So same age of boat, same length of boat, and the island packet felt so much bigger to me, space-wise. It just felt so much bigger. And it has tons of storage. Like there's so much storage in this boat, which I really liked. The standing rigging and chain plates and things like that were all redone in 2011, which does still kind of make me a little nervous, just because the chain plates are encapsulated. The island packets are known for having encapsulated chain plates, and they're already 9 years old, but they apparently, verbally, they were done with higher grade stainless. Whether that means that they are still in good condition or not, no idea. I tried to open up some of the sole to get to the bottom, to be able to see like the keel bolts, and you cannot see them.
They're not there.
They're okay because it's a full keel.
It's,
so it's
built into the boat.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, I'm an idiot, so that's why there's no keel bolts or access to them. And the sails were replaced in 2011 as well. They seem to be in good condition. The running rigging, I would say about 50-50. About half of it needs to be replaced. And let's see, it's got an electric windlass, which is awesome. The other boat yesterday did not, so that's an upgrade there. It already has solar built in and a davit system built in. I felt like the davit system was a little undersized for my preference. I don't know how much weight you could actually put on it, but I felt like the davit system was a little undersized. But it does have some solar. The house batteries need to be replaced. They are these ginormous lead acid batteries that just need to be replaced completely. It felt very spacious. That was like the first thing I felt about the boat, is it did feel very spacious, and tons of storage. The cockpit, I mean, you could probably fit 5 people in there comfortably in the cockpit, whereas yesterday it was like 3 people, and that was about the max. You could maybe fit 4, but then you're pushing your limits of comfort. Today you could fit 5 in the cockpit comfortably. You could probably fit 7 people between the galley and the salon. Like, you could probably fit 7 people in there comfortably.
I think you could do more.
But
I think you could host 8 at a dinner party, folding that full table
maybe,
out.
yeah. So I really liked the boat. I was very impressed with it. Am I impressed enough that I would want to buy it at the price that it's asking? No, I'm not. Just like it doesn't tick all the bells and whistles. No improvements needed whatsoever. We'd have to get it for. We'd probably have to get it for like $10,000 less than what they're asking in order for us to make the upgrades that we need to do for the budget that we have. So yeah, that's my first impressions.
Well, I loved this boat a whole lot, and yeah, so that's my thing. I really, really liked it a lot. It's $20,000 more than yesterday's boat, but yesterday's boat needed $20,000 to get to where this boat is how I see it.
Like, go into detail on like what kind of upgrades you're thinking that would equate to $20,000 worth of work.
No davits.
Okay.
No solar, no setup of solar at all, or anything like that. No, it didn't have like AIS, or it It had a
What
chart
is
plotter.
We don't know what I don't know what AIS is.
AIS is what is going to save your life if you sink in the middle of an ocean.
Okay.
Or and I think it's also what allows you to show up on radar to like big shipping vessels.
Okay.
This one also had radar and Garmin radar specifically.
And a wind vane.
And a wind vane and an electric windlass. Don't know if the autopilot works, so yesterday the autopilot did not work. It has more space and comfort. The other boat did not. Now I guess you wouldn't really do anything about that money wise, but yeah, so the solar, the davit system, they both need new awnings. I did think this one's some awning thing is in a lot better shape than the other, than yesterday's boat. So that's an equal comparison, and they both need batteries as well. Well, yesterday's boat, he put batteries on it, but yeah, no. And a lot of things on this one have been upgraded already, like the windlass. And so those are kind of some of the things that I'm like, well, all of those things on yesterday's boat need done, which is going to get it to the place of today's cost. And then you start comparing things that they both need, like batteries. And so that's kind of, yeah, how I see that. Yes, this boat is definitely higher, more expensive. It would be really nice if we could get it for a little bit less, but I really liked it a lot. Really liked it. It was a nice head, big space, not a fully separate shower, but separate-ish shower. And both beds, berths, cabins were big and spacious, and the little like galley nook was nice, lots of space, that sort of thing. Yeah, I really liked this boat. Neither one of them have a dinghy. Lots of fire trucks going somewhere. Yeah, so neither one of them have a dinghy, and neither one of them they both need batteries. So those are things that are equal on both boats that we've seen that we have liked. But yeah, so all those things that the other boat didn't have, I feel like this boat already had, and that therefore they kind of equal out in price, if that makes sense. So yeah, I really like this boat. I like the space. I liked the color of the wood and the interior. I didn't love the cushions, like I would want to change those, but they were fine. They were totally fine. It was a really big what's it called? Fridge. A really big fridge, tons of storage under everything, in everything. It needs more water storage for sure, but again, yesterday's boat, same deal. Less fuel on yesterday's boat, and yesterday's water was more, but yeah, anyway, I really liked this boat a lot. I didn't love the boom for the staysail. It's just, it's just a little odd, and that would be one of those things I'd definitely be talking to somebody like, is this completely necessary? Can I get rid of this? The sail is not attached to it, and I'm the kind of person, I just want like a clear deck. I want space to be able to walk around and all of that. So yeah, definitely been well kept. I really like this boat. We did get some footage, so we can show it to you a little bit. It's always hard, but yeah. Another thing, like lights have been upgraded to LED, and you know, just, no, it says the lights have been upgraded.
There's some in the cabins that are old.
Okay. It does have AC, which works. Yesterday's did too. But yeah, I don't know. I really liked it. I feel like I'm just rambling now, and so yeah.
So we just toured the 36-foot Beneteau Oceanis. It's from 2001, I think. So it's 11 years newer than the boat we just saw, which was the 1990 Island Packet 35. They're asking for $60,000 for this Beneteau Oceanis 36 foot, and which is about $12,000 less than what they're asking for of the Island Packet. And comparing them side by side, the Island Packet wins in all categories, in my opinion. That the Beneteau, this 36 foot Beneteau the interior looks awesome. It looks very, very well done, and very well kept. It's clean. Exterior up on the hull, and the sails look rough. From what you can see, there's issues with the end-mast furling that he told us about. Let's see, the fiberglass itself has got spider cracks all over it.
Probably hasn't been waxed in a while.
It's probably not had very much maintenance done to it. And the guy who owns it pretty much is like a hands-off owner. It sounds like everything he said, he was like, oh, these need to be done, and I just never got around to it. I don't ever get around to this. I never get around to this.
No, he only takes it on weekends.
Yeah, it's a weekender boat for him, but it's obvious that he also doesn't do as much. I don't know, which is understandable. I think they've got a couple kids and seem pretty busy, so they don't get to take it out very often. But that also means you're not, on it every day, taking care of it, doing the things that need to be done. I don't know. It in my opinion, the whole time I felt like it's not the boat for me. But that was my personal opinion. But it is a lot better than some of the other boats that we've seen. So I would put it as a middle of the road boat. And I would probably say it needs a good $15,000 to $20,000 worth of upgrades, improvements. There's no dinghy davit system. There's no solar. The batteries are AGM. Don't even know how many amp hours the batteries have. The engine has low engine hours, which is nice. The anchor on it is really tiny. The chain looks okay. There's about a 6 foot section that needs to be removed, that cut out and just removed. I'm trying to think of anything else. I can't think of anything else right this second. Yeah, that's my thoughts.
Yeah, the Beneteau Oceanis 36, I really liked it. The interior looked great, really great actually. The color was nice. I like green too, so like all the covers and stuff are green, which is fun. But there are a lot of things on it that just don't work. Like it has radar but doesn't work. It has a generator, which is awesome, but it doesn't work. The air conditioner works great. The fridge doesn't work. Freezer doesn't work. The basics of the boat work. So the engine, it sounded great. It has really low hours, which is really awesome. And that goes to show that it hasn't been in charter, which is great. And that sort of thing. Some of the lines have been replaced, some haven't and need it. He has had the rigging inspected recently, and they said it checked out good, so that's nice. We would still want to do a survey, obviously, but that's really good. He was really forward about, oh yeah, that doesn't work. Oh yeah, that it's on here, but we just use our iPad. It probably all needs updated. Things like that, which is awesome. I'm not sure if it comes with the dinghy and the little outboard or not.
Based on what he said, I would assume it does.
Okay, that would be my assumption as well, but not positive. Okay, cool, awesome. So, yeah, I lost my train of thought. But it looks really nice. Looks in good condition. The boat motor sounded great. Needs a new canvas. Probably doesn't need new sunshades. He's never even used them. Those are probably fine.
Sunshades?
Yeah, the sunshades that go with the Bimini. But it just needs a new Bimini top. And new glass on the front piece, on the Dodger.
Yeah.
But that would be an easy fix to do that. So yeah, I think that I like this boat better than yesterday's boat.
Okay.
Better than the 1990 Beneteau First that we were on yesterday, and we're sailing on. I think I like this one better than that boat.
Okay.
It felt a little more spacious because you don't have to maneuver around that whole center thing.
I hit my head on the table 3 times.
Yes, but you're walking in between the pole and that chair rather than the other direction, which you should walk on. And also we can keep it down so you don't hit your head on it, The table, we didn't take any pictures of it, but the table raises up. And then it's just up at the ceiling, which is awesome. But Brady kept going on that side of the pole rather than the other side, and so he hit his head several times. But anyway, yeah, so personal thought is I like that boat better than the Beneteau we saw yesterday. However, my thing is I didn't realize this boat was listed at 60,000. Brady doesn't have that open anymore for me to look at that. 59.9. And that it's hard for me to remember that I have to remember that this boat is 11 years newer than the one we were on yesterday. And so obviously it's just a newer boat. But I feel like it should be less than that.
Yeah.
If it was 40.
45 to 48.
Yeah, 45. That would be a huge, a big step contender, and we would really be looking at pricing the things that it needs, and seeing how that lays out, because then it's a newer boat, and
Mast furling scares me. Especially that he's already having issues with it.
Yeah, I'm really not a fan of the in-mast furling, but if you're having to replace your standing rigging, I wonder if you could take care of that then.
You have to replace the mast.
Maybe.
No, I've looked into it.
You looked into it.
You have to replace the mast.
You have to replace the mast. Yeah, neither one of us are big fans of the in-mast furling. I get the ease for lazy sailors, but and that's not to say that we're not going to become lazy sailors. But I just don't like it. You can't see it.
Mechanical issue.
It's another thing that could go wrong. And yeah, obviously raising the main like that could go wrong, but with rolling it up, I'm not a fan of that. I don't mind it on the furler, on the foresail, on your Genoa. I love it there because it gets it out of the sail, out of the way, and you can see that whole mechanism,
Yeah.
Whereas when it's in the mast, it's in the mast. You can't get to it. You're if something goes catastrophically wrong, you're cutting your sail up to get it out or something like that. So yeah, okay, I've rambled on for quite some time. I would say I like this boat better than yesterday's boat, same size, and both by Beneteau. One's Oceanis, the other was a First. 11 years difference, but yeah, I liked this one better than that one, but I still really like the island packet that we saw.
Mm-hmm.